What's up, Hippo lovers? I'm here with a kind of new format. WTF happened in first edition, January 2019. I felt like I wanted to talk more about the Age of Empires scene in general, getting a lot of questions, want to give a lot of input, answer some questions, and just felt like Talk of the Empire alone wasn't enough for me, especially because we were doing it too infrequently, and I would have really loved, yeah, to have like a monthly recap or something. And my goal is to do that on every last or maybe the first of every month. And today is the 31st of January. Let's see if that happens. So, what you can do is just message me ahead. Nearly those are the topics that you could maybe go into. And for the first episode, I obviously came up with the topics myself. We will talk about very shortly NAC2 qualifier number 2, KOTD2, Escape TV, and ECL East Asia stage, Viper, not streaming Viper, and viewer numbers. We can come up with more. Most of the time, I'm expecting that we'll get some more questions, and I will maybe put my thoughts into that as well. Next one will be 31st February, indeed, yeah. And so, I think we will start with the actual quote-unquote content. I think it's more of like me randomly having monologues, sometimes looking at the chat, and yeah, maybe come up with some good ideas or topics to talk about what happened. Those are the ones I came up with. And so NSC2 qualifier number 2, obviously a lot of my heart went in there. And what happened there? It was simply in the end Doubt winning against Viper, and that was so important kind of for me, right? Viper, no Doubt, showed that he wanted to participate, wanted to train. Lots of people wanted to have him here. I got so much hate, like, oh, yeah, tournament without Doubt, I won't watch that. Why did you not Doubt? No Doubt, no tournament, and like a lot of obviously stupid stuff. But I thought a lot about it, and yeah, I still would not have invited him if he didn't qualify. And yeah, I'm now pretty happy that he qualified. In the end, Bhakti won the first qualifier, but as you probably noticed that we didn't get the visa for Bhakti. A lot of ugly stuff happened there, and now Doubt and Fire are coming. Yeah, that's something where we could be probably pretty happy with. Sad for Bhakti still, and we're trying to do all the show matches with him so that I can at least give him some money back, some camera time back, some things. It feels not enough, but yeah, probably. Well, I need to come up with something better than that, I believe. And maybe we can do something. Yeah. Any insight on why the visa was declined? Yeah, watch it on my Twitter. We have the full like French explanation. The thing is, we wanted to apply for a German visa first, but that didn't work because he didn't have a real job there, I believe, or like too little. So we needed my proof that I earn enough, which I can't because I'm obviously a streamer and cannot really prove that, or they don't understand. Like, yeah, I got random Twitch donations, so I had a friend covering for me. Then we sent all those documents to Vietnam, but he never got them. Then we were out of time to do the whole process again, and then he applied for a French visa, wanted to go with the Schengen visa into Germany, and they declined that because it wasn't good enough of a reason for a travel or something. That was ugly. Lily, when do you think will be the next apartment cup? The last one was pretty great. Okay, thanks. It starts next week. And yeah, so that was kind of the Bhakti story. Yeah, if you have any questions to that, obviously NSC3 won't be planned. I will not invite Bhakti for NSC3, even if I did it. Not even the touristic visa, that's what we applied for. Yeah, so that happened. And in the end, lineup that I'm really happy with. Do we have the format for NSC2? Yes, everything on AoE. AoE on. What's the question for the format? It will be 5 days of switch system, top 2 into semifinals, bottom 2 out of the tournament, number 3 till number 6 fighting quarterfinals. Yeah. What did you say about NSC3? Didn't get it. Not planned, and Bhakti won't be invited. Like, directly invited. Why isn't the stream tagged AoE anymore? I don't know. It seems like every time I switch the title, I need to put in the game again. This is pretty dumb. Yeah. And so, let's talk about King of the Desert, shall we? There's a lot of stuff. I obviously didn't see a lot of those games, but let me see if I can adjust the bracket. Oh, that actually works a bit better than I feared it did. Might be a bit small for most of you now. What happens? Let me make that big that I can read as well. Viper against Black. No surprises there, right? Where can I adjust the left-hand side? There it is. Okay, so Viper against Black, no surprises. EM against CL, no one cared. Hera against Project Belgium, Hera won. Tato against Stark, apparently a very good series, and went into game 5, which is something we will address later. The Max beating Cloud, kind of obvious. Lurks beating Bhakti, that's kind of the first real surprise. And yeah, really showing how strong those Chinese players are. Yo going through, Slam going through, Leary obviously, the Finns going through, MBL beating Miguel. I thought that could have been a shaky series. Nico against Zuppi apparently wasn't that close either. Fire against Ryut, Mantle blockage, kind of obvious. Doubt losing against Tsinghua, and Doubt got really mad from what I heard. Like, really, I've never played so bad. I feel so sad. And yeah, like levels, he lost to Stark in NSC 2 Qualifier 1 level. Like, he was really, really mad. He said, if I played good and lost, that's okay, but that level wasn't fine with him. Land beating Tim. And then round 2, Viper going through. Tato beating Hera. I will probably rewatch that series. I haven't watched any of the non-quarterfinal matches, but I'm really excited for that one. And, well, kind of all the favorites going through. MBL beating Nikov. Interesting, I might watch that again. Real against Vivi could be interesting. And then we got into the quarterfinals, and the big thing that will probably always haunt this tournament. So how the format was, we had best of 5s up to that stage, and it basically would result into very much the same matchups over and over again if we just had normal like picked system or the same ban system every time. And so the admins came up with the idea that you aren't allowed to repick its civilization for the first 3 rounds. So you pick Civ ABC in the first round, you're not allowed to pick them in the second or third round. You pick ABCDE, you're not allowed to pick them in the second or third round. What was the result? If you were pretty close to your opponent, you need to take stronger civs and more civs. If you were way better, you could go for weaker civilizations, could save them for later, and even use less civilizations. And that just heavily benefited the best seeds, which were in this case Leary and the Viper, and we didn't see the semifinal or the quarterfinals we wanted to see, them facing off against MBL and Tedo, really killing their motivation quite a bit. And it's weird how we will have, how many series are there? 16, 24, like 31 series? And 2 only got like really affected by that. But so many people feel like Tedo and MBL will be wronged. And there will be other, like this rule will be reset. So semifinals and finals you can use all civilizations again. And isn't it 31 series? I believe so, right? Should be 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. No? 24, 28, 30, 31. Yeah, 31. Nearly math. Checks out. So I kind of knew it before, right? People ask me, oh no, green screen bugs again. Okay, need to sit straight. I kind of knew it before because that happened in previous tournament in Age of Empires World, and yeah, it just destroyed the tournament at that point as well. All series were affected. It made a lot of normal run-over matches a lot closer, as the real good players were trying to save civs. Okay. See, so there are good arguments for this thing, for yeah, this format. But what do you think, guys? If Viper picked like the 5 worst civs and lost 3-1 against Black, people would have heavily hated that as well. Like, why would you not allow him to play the best civilizations? This didn't happen. It kind of felt like the favorite most of the time went through, or people picked the best civilizations. Maybe we can check it again. Did Doubt pick best civilizations? Did Bhakti pick best civilizations? Would be interesting to I will probably check that again. Three bad ones and 2 good ones. You can save the 2 good ones for map 4 and 5, right? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Why not make the non-repeat rule throughout the tournament? You're running out of civilizations. Not a crime, but saying the tournament destroyed us too much. It clearly didn't destroy the tournament, but some people feel like MBL and Tedo weren't given a good chance to fight Leary and Viper in that format, which probably those are the 2 that had it the toughest in that format. Yeah. There are 5 stages and 31 civs. Well, not if you want to do best of 7 and best of 9s. A lot of people hating the KOTD map as well. I cannot say too much about it. I don't feel too strongly in either direction. It's a bit more bugged than the normal AoE version, but I don't think it's the worst ever. And obviously there are better maps, but there are also better maps, there are like unfair map generations, but we have the same with Arabia. The thing is, you cannot compare KOTD Arabia with the perfect map. You need to compare KOTD with another map that's realistically being played. And this one would be normal Arabia. And I think those are, pretty similar. Yeah. Why we never see Land Nomads in competitive AOC? Then you have to be pretty new, because there was a lot of Land Nomad in competitive Age of Empires in the last years. Like from 2003 to 2015, I'd say every year there was a Land Nomad tournament. or a tournament that included land nomads. It's just a horrible map. It's way too easy to wall, and we have seen massive amount of 2.5-hour games, which never had early endings. Yeah, so it's like not entertaining. Yeah. It's quite easy for me to answer questions if you just tag me at the site at nearlyaoe, and then I can just answer them. There was Nomad in ECL, probably Nomad, but not Land Nomad. With Onager cut, will Land Nomad change a bit? Yeah, it will be a bit faster, but still. Yeah, Suomi actually won the other series, but we can talk about that. What do you think about the river being banned? Oh, what do you think about the river being banned from KOTD 2? I didn't completely understand it, right? For me, he probably broke the KOTD streaming rules. Like, from what I understood, guys. Okay, there's a Spanish caster, Rivalry, and also now mainly casting as Nacho AoE. And there was the game of Viper against Black, and a lot of people said Black is a pretty bad, like the one at the very top. And this player is insulting a lot of other persons and racial slurs, whatever, you name it. And for example, the guy at the right hand side, like a lot of people feel very strongly against him. And Rivalry now kind of mocked him in one of his videos. And KOTD 2 rules are you need to be respectful towards all other casters and players. And apparently that was so clearly broken that Nacho was, or River was banned on Woobly and on streaming all KOTD 2 games. This is an interesting one. I see why you're banned on KOTD 2 if you break those rules, if it was a KOTD 2 game. But it was an individual video, right? And maybe someone could give me an intel there. And I didn't really know what rules of Woobly they broke. And then Woobly did a lot of shady things, I believe. Saying, okay, this is our ruling, you will be banned from Woobly. This is final and irreversible. Then they come to a deal, it's reversible. It's like, I can't really take people seriously who specifically say something is irreversible and then have it reversible. Was it the game from Black vs. Viper where he hated so much? Okay, then I can see it why he's banned from KOTD. Yeah. He was against Black, yeah. And yeah, the Chris message felt weird as well. It kind of, but also like River's approach was completely wrong. What is in your to-do list for NSE2? I can show you that. Might be mirrored cam though. Let me think about the Black situation. Yeah, I probably should have prepared that topic a bit better. If you want to read it up, AoE Zone, the Rivalry, and I didn't like that he kind of sent his community out to fight the war for him. This is never clever. Yeah. Okay, what's on my to-do list? Not sure if you can actually see this. No. Ooh. Okay, I need to mirror it. So that's what I did. Red ticks mean I organize everything. Green ticks mean it's confirmed. So I just randomly today found a couch in front of my house, and people carried it up to my apartment. So I didn't need to buy a couch for NSC. Gym, yeah, players wanted to have something to do if they aren't playing. So I'm trying to find a gym for them. House cleaning? It's house cleaning, not horse cleaning. Yeah, house cleaning just confirmed as well. So that could be a green tick, but I didn't read the message yet. Organized gym. Yeah, as I said, it's for the players. Do you think you could use electric desk height? Could be useful for long games to stand up on the go? No. Won't work. Will we see Pia again? No. Is there gonna be microphones in the playing room too? No. Did you already talk about viewer numbers? No. Why the hell can't someone program the map generation right so there can't be bugged resources, just some free tiles near Goldstone and should be fine? Well, that's what we have in some cases. For example, that's what we have on Tidepool. NAC map Tidepool. We have a minimum distance between gold and wood, so it's not bugged. How many World Cups do you have at your place? Enough for all of you? There's only one real World Cup, NAC2. Are you going to talk about BZK? I can. My apartment is 73 square meters. Is this replacing Talk of the Empire? I don't intend to know. Could you please consider having microphone in the playing room too? Yes, we did consider. No, won't happen. We might even not have cam this time in the player room because of Microsoft policy, but we will see about that. And now let's talk about Escape TV event. You can ask a lot of questions there. I will try to answer them. For everyone who missed it, Escape AoE, the big channel that is hosting the Microsoft ECL League for 1 year, $60,000 prize pool sponsored by Microsoft, just had 4 people moving into a house together, and they bought a big studio in Manchester, or outside of Manchester, and had an opening event. That was 1.5 weeks ago, and I believe like 19th and 20th or something. Yes, 19th and 20th, or it started 18th, 19th, 20th, and they had 4 players there: Viper, Leary, MBL, Tedo playing against each other, me and T90 casting with other co-casters, Cision, Robo, and yeah, the 4 people that are hosting it are Interjection, an Age of Empires 3 guy, Ham, Zero Empires, and Mr. Roboboro. And the event was received very critical, especially the first day. Apparently, people didn't like how it was announced beforehand, because Zero Empires called it like, we are esports now. And people were like, what is this? This is not esports. We don't see any Age of Empires game. It was just more like chilling. Will there be a new streaming overlay for NAC2? Yes. It was more like chilling, people chatting, a lot of interviews, and people wanted to see Viper play Age of Empires, right? That's what they came for. And a lot of people got really mad. Then I asked very early on at that evening, will I need to be in front of the camera? And they said, no, you won't. And then they, after like 8 or 9 apple juice, they told me, nearly you need to play. And I wasn't really in the state. Then I organized, okay, Eddie, let's play without without keyboard. And I think we made quite a fun show, but yeah, the evening wasn't really received too well. And then the next day they had started, they delayed it a bit as well. And then had, I believe, 2 solid series mixed in to not like have completely competitive tournaments and compete with NAC2 or KOTD. They mixed in some fun stuff. Played chess, played Guess Who, a drawing game, and different mix of Age of Empires games as well. And people didn't like that a lot either. Viewer numbers weren't that great. And yeah, it was tricky for them. They had the studio for like 10 days. And I worked there for 4 people, 10 days, every day, 12 to 14 hours. And they set up a with a lot of potential. But people didn't see the full potential in all that yet. And maybe they could have delayed that just a bit more. The opening. That's the big question. Like, what was it all about that weekend? And that wasn't really answered. And I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say now. It feels like Escape TV will be like a TV show, TV broadcasting channel. But so many people were left with questions that will be answered, but weren't answered at that weekend. And for like a show announcing introduction weekend, people weren't that happy. No answer questions. Interesting. I don't know how all the criticism, but I also didn't enjoy very much the event. Well, AoE Zone posts were super bad, and like the only 2 guys that got good feedback were kind of T90 and me. And the thing is, on Sunday, no one got bad feedback, because Sunday the quality was way better than on Friday and Saturday. And that really shows you like how much people want to hate as well. There were obviously some people realistically saying, okay, this is a test, this is their first one, and this can go bad. And others just wanted like high level production quality, everything works out perfectly, and everything well over what we've ever seen in the Age of Empires world, which is kind of unrealistic, obviously. But okay, I just found 3 measure thingies. Didn't know I had to. Was playing with one in the hand and then I saw the other one. Okay. And on day 3, AoE Zone was pretty quiet in comparison. And that really shows you that they did a good job. The thing is, on day 3, this is the spot where you as viewers, you as the posters on AoE Zone and Reddit should have gone a bit more viral and said, guys, 1 and 2 were maybe screwed up, but day number 3 really showed their potential. Sick camera work, great couch, the players can play in front of a crowd, and yeah, all the equipment, and that's like the direction they will go in. And I had a lot of high hopes after that. That's what you could have said if you felt like it. Don't post it if you don't feel like it. But that kind of came short for them, and they surely had a tough task with a lot of thinking. Unity90 handled yourself very well streaming together. Question: do you like casting with other big AoE streamers, and would you consider playing Forest Nothing competitively? I casted a lot with other competitors, or with other big streamers, right? I casted with Memp. I cast a lot with Killer B, Zero Empires, T90 as well. Last NAC, I invited them over. I casted with Resonance 22. So kind of everyone in the bigger community, except probably Spirit of the Law. But he's not really a caster, right? He's a community persona, but not really a caster. And so yeah, I enjoyed that. Obviously they're way more professional. If I stream, let's say with a player, there's sometimes like holes that need to be filled. And if you have a good streamer or a good co-caster, that doesn't really happen. So that's really nice. Yeah. Are there escape studios where the ECL final will take place? That's not. There's no info about DCL final place. Why the rush? What rush? Did you talk about the tower issue? What tower issue? I think everyone's used to seeing LTS for League of Legends and ESA for CSGO production quality. But I didn't expect that high quality. Didn't expect the cheesy mini games and the lack of post-game analysis. It was more of a fun event, and people weren't prepared for that. If it was maybe announced as 3 fun days with Age of Empires community members, and we will also play some Age of Empires, people would have gone in there with a different mindset. And then everyone who doesn't like chess would not have tuned in, for example. Some sugar water to that. I kind of felt a bit bad for them. Yeah. Escape set the wrong expectations. Did they set the expectations, or are you setting the expectations? What did they promise you? What did they made you expect that wasn't fulfilled? That's an interesting question, in my opinion. Because, like, I expected something else as well, but that was in my head. That wasn't their problem. Like, that was not their responsibility. Don't know if it was a fun event and a thing to do with people associating Escape with ECL tryharding, etc. Well, it was more of a studio show-off. Don't feel bad, they can react and learn from mistakes. You two are improving constantly. I'm trying to. Why didn't Viper stream? Stream what? Friday expected some games, AoE2 calendar. That was clearly wrong. Did they say they had games? Because I knew that there were no games on Friday. Beforehand. Like, that would, let me check. Let me check the AoE zone calendar. So we were Friday, Escape TV launch party. Where did you see that? Escape TV Studio. I don't see that there are guaranteed games. There's an event. Yes. I will upload this to YouTube. Yeah. What are they doing next? Hosting events, or what kind of content are they gonna pull off? I kind of have a good idea, but I think it's not right for me to say. I think it should be them announcing stuff. You have to ask them. I at least expected that, as otherwise I would not be watching. Yeah, but like, did you? That's like, yeah, maybe they should have clearly stated we will not have games on Friday. What is the Microsoft policy that does not allow cameras in the game room? Alcohol. And I will not take the alcohol away from the living room. Even if they didn't promise anything, maybe they could have told more clear what it won't be. Yeah, potentially. As I said, I think there was a communication problem. Yeah. But also, like, people... Yeah, but maybe people got overhyped and now they took the wind out of their sails. That's like... As I said, it could have gone so much better. It didn't... In my opinion, it didn't go bad. But people got randomly mad. But I'm also aware that 80 or 90% of the viewers that didn't like it will give them a new chance. Others won't, but still will see it because viewer numbers are high. And yeah. So I think it's not that the end of the world for them. What's going to happen after NAC concerning AoE2 tourneys? What's going to fill the time? Well, ECL, obviously. And I'm flirting with the idea of a deathmatch tournament. And with another, like, crazy tournament that I can't really describe yet. But it's more like weekend idea. And yeah, I know of other projects that aren't related to me. Yeah, Hidden Cup 2 will obviously happen as well. Mogi, I'm only calling it sugar water. There's no sugar included. I know that Paladin contacted me for a tournament, but that won't happen as well, I believe. Rivalry won't be allowed to go to Rocket Beans. We are like 20 days away from NAC 2. What? I'm 8 days away from NAC. If you had $500,000 budget with tournament event, would you... What tournament event would you organize? Leary is still not 18, no. He got 17 in Manchester. $500,000 for a tournament. Now we're getting really out of hand when it comes to the idea of the show, right? But that's a good one. I think it has, like, it's too tricky to answer to me. I think it has to be something that's really given a lot of people to jump on DE after that. So I wouldn't try to simply go for the typical ECL players playing 1v1 against each other. Like, it would be very far away from NAC and KOTD, I believe. Okay, let's just jump over in ECL East Asia, shall we? So, did I... Let's see, challenge. Okay, so I need to change that. Challenge. Why are they doing this? Escape AoE.challenge.com, and then we have ECL Asia 2. Oh yeah, I got it. It's a bit surprising to me. And yeah, this is the result in the end. I hope you... Well, you get spoiled anyways, and always, right? And so, AM losing against Suomi. Can't feel good for them. Suomi playing really well, winning in the end against Secret. And now the most important thing is, with this, let me see... Did I? Oh, let me add the image. The overall standings are really sick now. Yeah, did a professional overlay here. So Secret kind of pulling ahead now with 40 points, but 2 to 5 is really close now. 29, 25, 24, 21 points. So Aftermath, they're struggling quite a bit. We are now we have finished 8 out of the 14 events, so a bit more than the half. So there's still room to play, but Aftermath, they can't be happy with that performance so far. So I think from now on, the storyline shouldn't really be who wins individual stage, but who wins or who's getting most points compared to the other 4 teams or the other 3 teams, right? Because Secret is kind of guaranteed to be at the offline finals now and take top 2, but who is going with them? Is it Finland? Is it Aftermath, Frantic, or SY? And I wouldn't be surprised if that won't be decided before the last series. Like the last event. And yeah, this is going to be pretty damn sick. And let me take a quick look. So we now have next up 1v1 and 3v3. Then 2v2 against 4v4. And 1v1 against 3v3. So actually this is the spot where Aftermath should shine, right? Still 2 3v3s, 2 1v1s, 2v2 and 4v4. They need some wins in the 1v1s. Who do you think will fill the BZK roster now? I know, but you will have to wait for the official announcement. Yeah, you will. I have to ask the Bazookas why they split up. I won't feel the drama there, sorry. And they're gonna win a 1v1. Let's see. I won't be surprised if he wins this one. Those are pretty bad maps for him. I'm not the one inviting to Heresy. Can Lewis still participate in 1v1s? Well, he played in one stage. I'm not sure if he played in both. Well, so ECL is going to be really interesting the rest of the year. I'm really excited for that after I saw the standings today. I hope so are you. I think it's really worth it. And, well, ECL streaming policy changed. I'm not sure if you realized that. So, initially it was like the special Saturdays and sometimes Sunday. They will stream the recorded games. And they will still do that. But everyone will be allowed to stream the games live now as well. And I think ECL's viewer numbers will drop heavily. Because people want to see them live. Yeah, they will be delayed, but Mem99 and I will obviously jump onto the live games. Yeah. I'm skeptical that ECL will have so good numbers. Why did they do that? From how I understand it, ECL is mainly trying to create as many views as possible, not as many views as possible on Escape AoE. And that's obviously better if everyone is allowed to stream it, right? Yeah, that's how I understand it. Will the ACL calendar be made public then? That's what I expect, yeah. After NAC2, that will be the case. Live streaming. Speaking of streaming, Viper didn't stream. So many people got sad. From what I understood, it was mainly playing too much. Playing too much of the same stuff. Obviously having real life stuff to do helped out to not stream. And people are really getting sad. And apparently he will stream again after NAC2. And a lot of people are really excited. I believe he streamed one practice day, at least that's what I saw on Twitter, again, or for KOTD practice. Yeah. 8 teams the right size for ECL. So much changes over this year. Quite a huge gap between some teams, but still a lot of players can't even play. I think 8 is pretty much the best they could go for. Yeah. There wouldn't be more competitive teams, and less would leave too many out. You could make an argument for 7. Yeah, but like not Heresy. That's the only argument you could make for. But the other 7 clearly deserve to be in there. Why were you casting at Escape event? Are you part of the ECL or did they pay you? Stiff, See you in 10 minutes. So, what Stiff was referring to, I already said at ECL, the Escape TV event, they got very bad feedback, and T90 and I got pretty good feedback. So Stiff asked me, did they pay you? And I said no. But with the job I did, they will hire me for future events. And I thought, like, I did such a good job, it was an investment in the future to not be paid. And what I said is, I will get a contract by Microsoft in half a year anyways. And Stiff was very entertained by that. Because of my ballsiness of that statement. And obviously it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I won't get the contract from Microsoft, and it won't be in half a year or whatever. But yeah, he burst into laughter after I said that. What's wrong with cameras in the gaming room? Already answered that. You need to rewatch the video. Okay, and viewer numbers in general. I obviously didn't stream the first 2 weeks. From what I heard, what is that song? I don't like that too much. Let's go for this epic one. Let me think about it. I was away for 2 weeks and only saw the viewer numbers. Apparently 4.5k for T90 Max, 2.5k for Mem Max. And it's up to 7. Some smaller streamers around as well, so maybe 7.5, maybe 8k, something like that. If you add Mario on YouTube or something, it might be 10ish or something. So pretty high combined numbers, and I was quite surprised by that. Happily surprised. Obviously, Age of Empires grew a bit, but I would have thought maybe 1,000 less at T90s or something, maybe 500 less at MEMS, and will also be interesting how MEMP will receive that, right? There was a big problem with King of the Desert 1, where T90 got a lot of viewers without investing a lot and without shouting out MEMP a lot. And that's why we had all the changes with the streaming policy. And now let's see. T90 having close to double the viewers for MEMP, how he will take it. And for now, everything seems fine. And it's sick how T90 is growing at the moment. I think like 3k. Oh, not, yeah, right. Not King of the Desert 1. My bad. King of the Desert 1 was a great tournament for him, from what I heard. Or from what he said. Battle of Africa was bad for him. Yeah, true. Yeah, this is interesting with viewer numbers. I will be at KOTD, like I will stream KOTD tomorrow, not at Rocket Beans. Kind of sucks. In fairness, I think T90 did give shoutouts to MEMP a fair few times during KOTD 1. KOTD 1 might be it, but Battle of Africa was just, like, I think that was the tournament where MEMP felt wronged the most. Is T90 contributing in your opinion, contributing in a healthy way to the community? I like him, but I'm not sure he behaved well with your other casters. It's a very complex question. What the healthy way? What is contributing? At the moment, obviously for me, I think it would be, like, short term, for me it would be better if he wasn't there. I think long term, he's getting so many people back to Age of Empires now, and if he gains let's say, it's so tough to say, right? If he gains an additional 50k viewers on YouTube, 50k subscribers on YouTube, and due to some people coming to him, some people might fall off to me, then that's actually good for me, right? So it's tricky. It's such a weird scenario with all of us casters, right? We kind of like, I personally kind of like all of them, right? Like T90, I like Memp, I like Zero Empires, and all the other guys around, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't invite them to my apartment and like have them shit in the same toilet. So we're kind of ass brothers. So, but it's also, we are kind of fighting for the same viewer numbers, right? It's a weird scenario. And I think there's no way of solving that. Yeah. It is tricky, right? What can I say? Would it be better for them if I did NAC2 public open casting? Yes. But then I would get like close to 0 out of it. Right? I'm not making a lot of profit from NAC, except I'm basically making no money. I'm only making channel growth, which is a lot, which is basically worth money as well, right? But yeah, it's tricky. Yeah. Is AoE streaming a profitable activity for you? Well, I have a 0 investment and I have outcome, so yes. It's not a zero-sum game. Why not? I don't understand. I understand you think this way, but honestly, as an outsider, I think yours is not a sum-zero game. There are 4 to 5 top casters, you included. You profit from each other. Yes. Yes, I like, and that's what Zach is always saying, right? A rising or high tide rises all ships, or something like that, he says. So if like T90 is growing, everyone is growing with him. And if Age of Empires is growing at the whole, every caster is automatically growing. And yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah. I often watch 2 streams and one of them in mute. You are doing God's work. Do you think T90 will have significant numbers streaming Forest Nothing during NAC2? I think he won't stream at all during NAC2. Which doesn't make a lot of sense, because he didn't want to leave his channel alone, right? During NAC2. NAC2 is a bit too specific to go open casting anyway, I'd say. Okay. I feel like T90 could bring in some more own tournaments. Hidden Cup was fine, but he had other guys doing the work, right? Well, Robo did all the admin stuff behind it. He could do more tournaments, yeah, but feels a bit random. Wait, isn't AOC getting less players every day? No, it's heavily growing. And it will grow a lot over the next 2 years as well. Like a lot. Hi. That was my random mass of thoughts. I think I will end the YouTube video here. WTF happened in 2019. I would love to get some feedback for next episodes. I think this was a bit organized with allowing a lot of questions. Next time I will be a bit more prepared and will read stuff up a bit more. Although I felt like I kind of hit the main topics, and give me some feedback if I should focus a bit on other stuff, maybe a bit more esport oriented, maybe answer a bit less questions or something. Or if you like that format, would be nice for me to know. And yeah, see you back in WTF happened in February 2019. on YouTube.